Go Hawks. This is the fifth time this season that these two rivals have collided on the diamond. Waverly Shellrock has won the first four. Can they win the fifth one? In fact, Waverly Shellrock has won 14 in a row over Charles City. The last time they lost to the Comets was prior to the pandemic. Yeah, it was July 22nd, 2019, the last time they fell to Charles City. So Waverly Shellrock has history behind them, but this is the postseason. It's win, it's go home. Those are the two choices. You have no room for error. You can't have a bad night. Charles City may have lost 14 in a row against Charles City, but they can get one. Right? Against Waverly Shellrock, I should say, but Charles City can get one. They certainly can beat Waverly Shellrock. The Go Hawks, they were up 10-8 going into the seventh last time these two teams played. Charles City tied it 10-10, scoring 8 in the top of the seventh. Go Hawks had to walk off with victory, so it's not like the Go Hawks have just breezed through every game against Charles City. So I think we've got a really fun one tonight. The winner of this will play Monday against either West Delaware or Mount Vernon. Will it be the Go Hawks or the Comets moving on is the question. In just a little bit, we're going to talk with Coach B.J. Hermson of Waverly Shellrock. We'll also introduce you to the starting lineups and more. It's Waverly Shellrock and Charles City. This one counts on the K-Way Sports Network.
We are family.
Hey, kids, can we give the singing a little break? It's a long way till we get to the hotel, and since we got our new quiet and comfortable riding tires from Waverly Tire Company, you don't need to sing so loud. And since Waverly Tire Company took the time to find out exactly how we use the car, we got a great set of tires that should last longer, and I even saved a little money so we can stay an extra day on vacation.
Yay!
I've got a feeling we're going to spend a little more time in the car this summer, so let's find something else to do instead of singing.
Are we there yet? Yeah, are we there yet?
Hold on. How does that go again?
We are family.
Visit Waverly Tire Company across from Dollar Tree on 4th Street South today to make sure you save money and get the best tires to keep your family safe this summer. Because at Waverly Tire Company,
We are family.
Hold on 1 second. We've got a technical difficulty with our recorder here. Just one moment. And this is our interview with Coach B.J. Hermson. Sorry about that delay. Welcome back to the pregame show as Waverly Shellrock is taking on Charles City in the first round of Sub-State for Class 3A. Talking with Coach B.J. Hermson. And this is the fifth time you've seen Charles City in a single season. Obviously, you get this a lot, seeing conference teams, but it's going to be tough to play a team a fifth time.
Yeah, you know, it happens in other sports too, where, you know, basketball, you might see a team 3 times, you know, with baseball and double headers. Obviously, this being the fifth time. And again, you know, part of it's just, you know, the pairings that come out and us being in the location that we are, it's kind of hard to adjust geographically. But again, at the end of the day, you got to play the game.
Last time you played them here at this field, you beat them 15-0 in Game 1. Then Game 2, you're up 10-2. They end up tying it with 8 runs in the seventh, and you walk off with victory. You know, obviously, they had to, you know, gain a little confidence from that Game 2.
Yeah, and you know, after that moment there, I think they've rattled off 6 wins in a row here, and so, you know, they're definitely playing good baseball, and so, you know, it might be a little bit of a chess and checkers sort of thing tonight, just because we know each other so well. So, you know, we got to be ready to play.
But you have the Comet Killer, Grant Parker, on the mound. He's just been awesome against Charles City.
Yeah, you know, Grant's been consistent in that form where, you know, he goes out, he throws strikes, throws multiple pitches for strikes, and so, you know, his biggest strength is getting ahead and staying ahead, and so hopefully he can do that tonight.
In time with Coach B.J. Hermson as Waverly Shellrock takes on Charles City in the postseason. Your last regular season game was against 10th-ranked Class 4A Cedar Falls, and they took it to you. How do you bounce back from that? I mean, obviously you want to get another game in, but it's, you know, tough to have that type of a game.
Yeah, and, you know, Cedar Falls is playing really well in itself for them, too. You know, the week before, I think they swept Cedar Rapids Prairie and Cedar Rapids Kennedy on back-to-back nights. And so, you know, they're a good baseball team. It was good for us to see that. We saw some arms, we saw some velo, so hopefully that prepares us for tonight.
And you go with Grant Parker, who's your ace, 1A or 1B with Rage. Why did you go with your ace? I mean, I always think go with the ace right away, but some guys don't do that.
Yeah, and you play this game for a reason. In order to play Monday, you have to win this one tonight. And so, we've seen it even last year. There was a few instances where, some teams didn't throw their one necessarily. And so, at the end of the day, you have to win this one in order to get to Monday.
Continue with Coach B.J. Hermson, and before I let you go, what's it going to take to beat Charles City a fifth time?
It seems like Coach Hines said it a bunch of times this year. It starts on the mound. If Grant can come out, throw strikes consistently, we can make some simple plays and execute behind him. We feel really good about our offense too. And so just making the simple play defensively, limiting those errors, and, I think we'll be in an okay position.
Got to ask you one more thing. Weather might be an issue here. If weather becomes an issue, at what point do you call a game when it's a postseason game, or does it have to be a full 7?
So, and what I understand is it's basically like the regular season, where if the home team's winning after 4.5, it's considered a game. Now, unless it's, absolutely downpouring / hailing and we're sitting here for 4 or 5 hours, I think we'll play just because we have the turf. That always helps out. But, from what I understand, it's 4.5 if the home team's winning. And then, if it's a tie game, obviously we'll have to figure something out from there.
Well, hopefully that's a moot point. We'll talk to you after the game, Coach.
Sounds good. Thanks, Matt.
And that's Coach B.J. Hermson as Waverly Shark hosts Charles City. The fifth time is the big one in the postseason. You're listening to the pregame show on the K-Way Sports Network.
Mom, I don't feel good. My throat hurts.
I think I caught the bug going around the office.
Hi, honey, Jess rolled her ankle at her game. I think we need to go to the walk-in clinic to get it checked out. I'll meet you there.
When you need care today, the walk-in clinic at Waverly Health Center is here for you. Get exceptional local care with on-site labs and x-ray from skilled and friendly healthcare providers without waiting for an appointment. Our experienced nurse practitioners and physician assistants are ready to help with those unforeseen sprains, strains, and sniffles. Located on 9th Street Southwest in Waverly, Iowa, the walk-in clinic is open when you need it, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. No appointments are needed. You can even check in online at waverlyhealthcenter.org/check-in. Convenient, comprehensive, and the care you need close to home. The walk-in clinic at Waverly Health Center. Big city care, small town comfort.
Welcome back to cloudy Hurdle Field, as it is right now 64 degrees. There's a chance of rain coming up very soon, as the weather app at least says. The boys are out on the field. We'll tell you about who's starting in just a moment, but everyone's staring at Old Glory in center field, 380 feet away from home plate, as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem. Just about ready to play ball. Let's meet the starters for both teams. Let's begin with the Charles City Comets. They're coached by Tyler Downing, assisted by Luke Anderson, Eric Johannigmeyer, Cole Reams, and Rusty Rogotsky. They send out this group of young men. Leading off and playing in right field, Lincoln Jocelyn. Carter Scythamel behind the dish. Malachi O'Brien at third. Reed Peters batting cleanup and pitching. Caden Blunt at shortstop, followed by Ryland Peters. The DH is the sixth hitter who bats for second baseman Brennan Schmidt. Jack Hansen batting seventh and playing first. Zach Chambers in center field. Caden Boozman is in left. Charles City, their white jerseys, white pants, black and orange stripes down the side, orange lettering with black trim, white orange numbering with black trim, and then white lettering says Comets across their chest. Their hats are black with an orange bill, and then the white CC. Now for the Go Hawks, coached by B.J. Hermson, assisted by Ryan Wisty Willis and Nate Hying. They send out this group. Leading off and playing left field, Dylan Stockdale. Aiden Holford is in center, followed by D.H. Abram Rage, who hits for the catcher Jack Elsemiller. Batting cleanup, Garrick Tibbetts at third base. Nolan Foster's in right field. Lance Myers at shortstop. Grant Parker batting seventh and pitching. Ian Sedgwick is at first base, and Sam Rose is at second and batting ninth. The Go Hawks in their gold uniforms with black sleeves, black lettering and numbering says Go Hawks across their chest. White pinstriped the black pinstripe pants, gold hats with a black bill, and then that kind of minor league logo, as they call it, to the Go Hawk batting across the fronts. As we're ready to go, Charles City will lead things off. Go Hawks look like this defensively from left to right in the outfield. Dylan Stockdale in left, Aiden Holford in center. Nolan Foster's in right. Around the horn, Garrick Tibbetts at third. Lance Myers at short. Sam Rose at second. Ian Sedgwick's at first. Jack Elsemiller is the catcher, and the pitcher, Grant Parker, has got a 1.54 ERA. Opponent's bat 180 against him. He's got a 6-1 record, 70 strikeouts on the year. 26 of those have been Comets as the first pitch is fouled off. First pitch comes at 6:57 to Lincoln Jocelyn. I'm Matt Ray, joining you as always. Joining me as always is Henry Aaron Powers as Jocelyn, the lefty, waits for the next delivery, and it is a ground ball through the hole on the left side. A leadoff single from Jocelyn, who has had a pretty darn good season and is batting .381 now.
Aggressive early. That's what you got to do. You got to change the approach. And Jocelyn was very animated going down to first. He's pumped up for this one.
And why wouldn't be pumped up? We billed Grant Parker as the Comet Killer. We didn't kill him there. He got on as Scythamel's up to bat. Scythamel, just an eighth grader, shows bunt, pulls it back as it was a ball outside. Again, Scythamel has been pretty darn good all season long as well, batting .398. Can you imagine being eighth grade, batting .398 in high school baseball and playing mostly Class 3A opponents? Parker, the righty, going from the stretch, fires a bunt shown, pulled back. Elsemiller blocks it as it got away from him. Jocelyn stays put at first base.
Well, you'd imagine the Comets are going to give Parker a lot of looks. Scythamel, two-hitter, probably not going to bunt every game, but strategy. You want to try to get runners over. We'll see what he does here.
Now the 2-0. Fastball right down Bremer Avenue called strike. Flag's not moving at all in center field. The American flag is straight away center. 5 gold pennants on either side. Of course, the cut part on the outfield fence. The 2015 championship banner just to the left field side of the American flag as there's a throw over to first base. 340 down the lines, 360 to the power alleys, 380 to straightaway center field here at Hurdle Field, the home of the Go Hawks and the spring home of the Wartburg College Knights. Bunt down the third base line, gloved by Parker. Actually, bare hands it, throws to first. That's a good play. A 1-4 put out as the second baseman was covering. That's out number 1. But that's a really nice play to barehand that and gun it to first. Boy, if you mess up at all, there's a runner at first and second.
Yeah, you have to be pretty composed early in the game. Adrenaline's pumping, so it was a good job, though, to just, stay composed and make the throw. You got to get that out.
Malachi O'Brien, a freshman, batting .338 up to bat. He's a righty. First pitch, hit the opposite way into shallow right field. Foster has a strong arm, so they'll keep the runner at third as Jocelyn advances from second to third. There's been 2 hits against Grant Parker, And that's just something that Charles City's not done against him at all season long. That brings up Reed Peters, who has 3 triples to lead the team, bats .398. Our game brought to you by Rolling Forward, Waverly Health Center, Dilleville Oil Company, Waverly Tire Company, St. Paul's Lutheran Church and School, Butler Bremer Communications, and New Hampton Red Power. 1 out, runners at the corners. We're in the top of the first. No score yet. Charles City batting in this sub-state quarterfinal. Pitches inside. Some people call it a district semifinal. The state stopped calling it that, I believe, for Class 3A and 4A. But traditionally, this would be a district semi. Ball popped up on the infield, and it's going to be in front of Rose. Tag, throw, double play. Smart to let that one drop. It's a little squib hit. He could have caught it and then maybe just got 1 out, but instead he tags Malachi O'Brien on his way to second and then throws to first to get Peters. A smart play, and the Go Hawks in the Charles City threat. 0-0. We go to the bottom of the first. That was a biggie on the K-Way Sports Network.
Rolling Forward in Shell Rock is proud to support the Go Hawks. Hi, this is Greg Stockdale. Visit our championship team at Rolling Forward. Like the Go Hawks, the staff at Rolling Forward is dedicated, skilled, and will go above and beyond for you. Whether you're looking for a new or used vehicle or servicing your vehicle, trust the championship team at Rolling Forward. Good luck, Go Hawks, from all of us at Rolling Forward in Shell Rock.
We get you rolling Ford.
You're listening to the K-Way Sports Network, K-Way Country, AM 1470, and the new FM 96.3.
Dale Service Auto Repair and Towing in Waverly is who to call for your full range of automotive services to keep your car running smoothly. Dale Service offers quick oil changes, full mechanic services, including custom exhaust, tune-ups, brakes, alignments, suspension service, air conditioning service, and more. Stop by today for a free estimate. Dale Service also has 24-hour towing and 24/7 roadside assistance. Call 230-3081 in case of emergency. For exceptional auto repair in Waverly, give Dale Service Auto Repair and Towing a call today.
No score, bottom of the first, as Dylan Stockdale leads things off for the Go Hawks. He's a righty, batting .421. First pitch is high, coming from Reed Peters. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. Defensive alignment for Charles City from left to right in the outfield. Caden Boozman in left, Zach Chambers in center, Lincoln Jocelyn in right. On the horn, Malachi O'Brien at third, Caden Blunt at short, Brennan Schmidt is at second, Jack Hansen at first, Carter Seithommel is the catcher, and the right-handed starter is Reed Peters, who fires another ball to Dylan Stockdale. Peters has a 3.26 ERA. Opponents bet .245 against him. Pitch nibbles the outside corner. Strike called. He's got 38 and 2/3 innings pitched, and it would not have been who I would have guessed to start this game. Again, we'll get to that after this pitch. 2-1 hit at the shortstop, goes off of his thighs. The throw to first will not be in time. Stockdale gets aboard. How do you rule that one? That's a tough one.
Yeah. Could go either way, I think.
I'll give it a single because that ball was hit on the screws right at him. Just dove underneath his glove, went off his leg. He almost made the play still.
Yeah.
But Reed Peters is probably their third best arm. I would have guessed Blunt or Jocelyn in this spot. Interesting that they go with Peters.
Yeah, and I spoke with Coach Hermson today, too. He was expecting Blunt or Jocelyn. So, I'm sure a lot of people didn't expect this.
And it's not like, Charles City is like, well, we got this cupcake first round, and then we'll play West Delaware second round. No. The team that's beat them 14 times in a row, including 4 times this year, including a 15-0 spanking in the first game of a doubleheader last time they played. And then Go Hawks scored 11 the next time they played. Throw to first again.
Yeah, I guess the only thing I could think of is, just splitting up innings in this game. You want to start with that newer look because, again, in the games they've played, it's been Blunt, Jocelyn pretty much. So
yeah,
maybe they'll go to those guys later.
Yeah, not the familiar arm. That's maybe the thinking. Ball fouled away by Aiden Hofert. He's got an 0-1 count. Got 4 triples on the year leading the team. He's also walked 27 times. That leads the team. He bats .353, but his on-base percentage is .522. You got to like that number. He's a lefty. Stockdale's at first. Stockdale 3 steals away from tying Joey Miller's single-season mark. He takes off. It's a ground ball to the pitcher that'll move Stockdale, but retire Hofert. Kind of a swinging bunt there. Brings up Abram Rage. That's 368 as a team best 10 doubles. Has 1 home run, team best 36 RBIs, and a team best 50 total bases on the season as he hits for the Elsa Miller catcher tonight here. That's a weird way to say that, but for the catcher, Elsa Miller tonight. Rage and Elsa Miller, both very fine catchers. Coaches like to kind of let Elsa Miller catch and Rage bat a lot of the time, as Elsa Miller's grown into a stud. Pitch outside, 1-0. And I think coming into this season, they thought, well, Rage will be the catcher, and when we get a doubleheader and it's hot night, we'll spell him with Elsa Miller, and then Elsa Miller turned out to be really, really good. Runner at second base being held on by the second baseman, Schmidt. Ball foul. 1-1. Got 3 colleges here watching. I know there's a number of guys that they're watching. Stockdale over at second base is that free agent, if you will, still an undecided kid who will go somewhere to school in the fall. A lot of people saying, come to my school. Here's the 1-1. High pitch, foul straight back to the netting. He was on time with that, just missed it. Our game brought to you by First Bank of Waverly, Plainfield, and Cedar Falls, People's Insurance, The Scoop Feed and Supply, Jerry Rolling Motors, Newey's Moto in Waverly, First Maxfield Mutual Insurance, and The Sweet Spot in Denver. 1 out, runner at second base, bottom of the first inning, no score. Stockdale's hoping to be the first score of the game. Can Rage get his team leading 37th RBI? Hits over to shortstop. That ball was slow enough to be taken by Blunt, and he fires to first. That looked good off the bat, and then it just didn't have the velo off the bat that we thought it would. Stockdale got moved over to third, so he's in a little better scoring position, but that looked funny off the bat, Henry.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely thought that'd be barreled up a bit more. You know, he could have gotten on top of it, too. Sometimes the ball kind of dives down when you do that, but...
And good play by Blunt. That brings up Garrig Tibbetts, a freshman. Cooled off a little bit. He's batting .375. I wish I would have cooled off to .375 when I was a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior.
No kidding.
I think I cooled off to a hefty .275 maybe. That would have been about my batting average. He's been phenomenal. He's got an open stance. He's a righty. A balk, and that scores a run. A balk scores the first run of the game. The Go-Hawks draw first blood on a technicality.
That's just a senior right there, just taking advantage of every little thing.
And it's a senior on the mound, too.
Yeah.
Peters looked at him like, what did I do? Play a box, son. Pitch outside, 1-1. Peters moves so much in his windup. He starts on the third base side of the rubber, slides all the way across like he's a typewriter to the first base side before he throws. 1-1 right down the chute, 1-2. I mean, there's so much movement.
That takes some consistency when you're throwing bullpens, and I'm sure he's been doing that his whole life.
It's kind of a little dance.
Yeah.
See, square straight up and looking right at the hitter, and then slide, kick, twist, throw. 2-2 as that one was high to Garrig Tibbetts. Nobody's on base. That's because a balk sent Stockdale home, and really 2 productive outs put him in that position. Hofert put it in play, got out, but put him in play. Rage put it in play, and that's just the benefit, kids, of putting the ball in play. Ball fouled back, screen, 2-2. You know, in Major League Baseball, a lot of it's home run, strikeout, walk. You don't play like that at the lower levels.
No, there's too many things to take advantage of. Like, you still have to rely on the opposing team to make a play. So you want to take advantage of that.
Here's the 2-2. Ball popped high in the air, going back towards the backstop, and is playable, and it's caught by Scythommel, the catcher. Nice play by him to end the inning, but the Go-Hawks do get one off 1 hits. 1-0 Go-Hawks lead as we go to the second inning. You're listening to the K-Way Sports Network.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. I'm Christy DeMuth, agent. In just minutes, I can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps.
Insurance is a contract to protect what you value most, whether it's your auto, home, business, health, or even your life. When it comes to protecting all your assets, give People's Insurance Agency a call. People's Insurance Agency's main office has been located in Waverly for 8 years. It is your family-owned, local, independent agency of neighbors helping neighbors in the surrounding area for the past 35 years. If you're looking for a quote with competitive rates or just have an insurance question, visit People's Insurance Agency in Waverly or call 352-6327 to talk with one of their friendly, knowledgeable insurance specialists. People's Insurance Agency. They strive for excellence in all they do. Welcome back. 1-0 Waverly Shark leads as we begin the second inning with Caden Blunt up to bat against Grant Parker. The first pitch to Blunt is south of the knees. He bats .311 on the year with a team best 5 home runs and 24 RBIs as he strokes one over Sam Rose's head and into the right center field grass. Aiden Hopeford loses his hat as he goes to pick that one up. That is a one-bagger for Blunt. It brings up Rylan Peters batting .304. He's a freshman. Good news, though, for the pitchers is you don't switch to Spalding balls this year. They've gotten rid of those crummy Spalding baseballs that the state had a deal for, I think, 18 years with the state where they had to use those. But everybody used diamond balls during the regular season. Well, now they use diamond balls in the postseason. Pitch low. Ball one. Didn't miss by a whole lot to the DH Rylan Peters, who bats for second baseman Brennan Schmidt. But it makes such a big difference to be used to a ball. The Spalding balls fell apart like they were made of paper mache, too.
Yeah.
Runner takes off. Ball fouled away, so the runner has to go back. 1-1 is the count. But that was one of my big pet peeves of the state. You know, they took some cash and gave the kids these horrible baseballs. But I'm glad that's over. So kudos on whoever made the decision to get out of that crummy deal. Grant Parker going from the stretch. Runner at first base had a healthy lead, so he steps off the rubber. The umpire's going to talk to him, maybe give him a warning about something. They saw a balk in the bottom of the first that scored a run. Parker sets below the belt. Runner goes stepping back to first base as Parker tried to make a subtle move, stepping off the back of the rubber and then staying set, I think is what he was doing. Now he sets. Stays set, throws to first, runner's back. Well, they're getting to Grant Parker more than they ever have this season. The two times that he's faced him, he just has mowed him down, but not so much this time.
Just being aggressive early.
Runner takes off. Ball hit over the head of Parker. Third baseman Tibbetts charges, throws to first. Fine play by Garrick Tibbetts. That was a tweener. Moves Blunt over to second, but a big tweener that was just over the mound. Parker couldn't get it. Tibbetts really aggressively went after that baseball, knowing that it was going to be one of those soft, slow bouncers, and he got the runner at first base by a mile.
Yeah, it's a good job by him. Like, it just takes balance because all your momentum's flying towards first base.
Jack Hansen up to bat. He bats .246. He's a lefty. He takes a big old swing and a miss. Parker doesn't have a strikeout yet. He's struck out 26 Comets in the 2 games that they played last time. Swing and a miss. Good block there by Elsa Miller. Ball almost snuck between his legs, and he keeps the runner at bay at second by blocking that. Lefty Hansen is the 7-hitter in the lineup, holding a black bat with his gray batting gloves. Watches one low. 1 and 2 against Charles City, and they're all whites. The Go Hawks in their gold tops, black sleeves, white pants with the black pinstripes, gold hats, black bills. Wind blowing in from center field now. Strike 3 called. Ring him up, sir. That is out number 2. That brings up Zach Chambers, who bats .312 on the year. Runner at second base. Charles City has gotten a man in scoring position for the second inning in a row. Had nothing to show for it last inning because Sam Rose made a heady play to turn 2 on a little blooper. Strike called. The runner at second feigned like he was going. The Go Hawks never believed him. That play by Sam Rose last time, one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't as a hitter, runner at first base. You don't know, should I go? If he catches it, then I'm going to be doubled up. If I stay right here, he's going to tag me, and I'm going to be doubled up. And it's about as nerve-wracking as if your wife asked, does this make me look fat? Runner at second base, 2 outs, 1-1 counts. Ball popped up, foul over the Charles City dugout as they sit on the first base side. The Go Hawks are on the third base side. Again, completely cloud-covered Hurdle Field. There's a threat of rain. It doesn't look like it. It looks like if it does, it'll just be light rain. And it's a turf infield with grass outfield, so this field definitely can take it should that happen. Swing and a miss, high inside. Heat got him, back-to-back Ks. Runner stranded at second. 1-0 stays our score as the Go Hawks will be up to bat, looking to add some more on the K-Way Sports Network.
Where your Netflix locks up, your podcasts won't play, and stop! That sounds unbearable. Luckily, you've got Butler Bremer Communications. In fact, we were just designated a smart rural community. This means we're a top-performing broadband provider, and with direct fiber connections and up to 200 meg download and upload speeds, you've got everything you need to work, play, and stream as much as you want online. Learn more at butler-bremer.com today.
Harvest more of what you grow with Case IH Axle Flow Combines. From header to spreader, Axle Flow's industry-leading innovations deliver cleaner grain from the field to the bin. Get the capacity you need with easy adjustment options to match your crop and field condition, all while minimizing potential grain loss. Add automated efficiency of the optional AFS Harvest command and take control of your harvest. Put your grain in the tank and your money in the bank with Axle Flow Combines. Contact New Hampton Red Power in New Hampton today to put the latest technology to work for you with Case IH.
1-0 Go Hawks as we begin this bottom of the second. First pitch to Foster, grounded sharply to shortstop, and Blunt will throw him out at first base for a first pitch out. That'll bring up Lance Myers. Myers, a senior, batting .359 on the year, in a game brought to you by Denver Insurance, Dirty Dog American Bar and Grill, Waverly Family Dentistry, and Waverly Utilities. So 1 out, nobody on after the first pitch of the inning from Reed Peters. Going from his creative, wacky windup. Bunt popped up in the air. Peters will catch it. Stayed on his feet, caught it right at his kneecap height. Good play there, and this is as efficient as you get. 2 pitches, 2 outs, and Grant Parker, who's tonight's pitcher, has a .286 batting average. He comes up to bat with 2 outs and nobody on as the Go Hawks had one good swing by Foster. That's not a bad swing, but then popping up a bunt, it just hurts.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of that. I mean, this season they're pretty good about that, especially Myers, Rose.
Yeah, those two in particular, you're right. First pitch fouled over toward the concession stand over the dry run. Game brought to you by American Family Insurance, Christian DeMuth Agency, Inc. Insurance built around you. CUSB Bank in Waverly, Shorrock, and Charles City. Johnson Financial Services, Dale Service, and Folkers Financial Strategies. 0-1 count. First guy this inning to see more than one pitch. Strike down the middle to Parker as that one seemed to slide in the back door.
Yeah, I wonder what was going through the minds of these hitters with Reed Peters on the mound, because I'm sure they were gearing up for some of those top 2 guys.
Pitch high, 1-2. There is a ton of room in left center, by the way.
Yeah.
Center fielder Chambers is shading towards right. I don't think Peters has that kind of heat. Grant Parker certainly is a pole hitter. Here's the 1-2. Swings and misses, drop third strike, he's tagged. And the Go Hawks go down in order. 1-0 is still our score. We go to the third inning. This is postseason baseball on the K-Way Sports Network.
The
Dirty Dog American Bar and Grill in Waverly is the place to bring your friends and stay a while. With pizza, sandwiches, the Cedar Valley's best burgers, wraps, and amazing salads, the Dirty Dog has something for everyone. Stop in to watch the game or just grab a cold beer or your favorite drink and enjoy the great atmosphere with state-of-the-art TVs and sound system. The Dirty Dog American Bar and Grill in Waverly. Real food for real people.
First Maxfield Mutual Insurance provides protection for your home or farm you can afford, all backed by friendly hometown service. The staff at First Maxfield Mutual Insurance in Denver knows the Cedar Valley area and knows insurance. Whether you want to review your current coverage or you need some advice and a quote, we're here to provide you with personal attention and the coverage you need. For over 150 years, Cedar Valley residents have counted on us for quality protection from Farm Mutual Insurance. Contact a First Maxfield Mutual agent for all your insurance needs.
1-0 Waverly Shellrock leads as we go to the top of inning number 3. The 9-hitter, Caden Boozman, who bats .234, will lead things off for Charles City. Caden Boozman, I think I said the wrong name. Boozman is a lefty batting in the 9th spot. He's a left fielder as well, facing Grant Parker. Starting to hit his stride. Ground ball. The first pitch goes right at the first baseman. Ian Cedric will run to his own bag and record the out. Boy, these two teams last couple of half innings, they're going efficient. Moving as fast as a softball game here.
I think the strategy is kind of working for Charles City, though. I know they're not, they're outs, but they're being aggressive early.
And I asked Coach about the cooler weather, whether that helps Grant. Coach, cooler weather, does that help your pitching?
It's hard to say. It almost feels more like May 7th than July 7th, but at the end of the day, it's not raining yet, or as of right now anyway, and so I don't think our guys will be affected at all.
Leadoff man Lincoln Jocelyn had a hit his last time up as he faces a fastball that hits the outside corner. It looks to me that Grant Parker has locked in.
Yeah, it's definitely changed a little bit from that first inning.
The 0-1 squib right back to Parker, gets by his glove. Rose goes and gets it, flips it to first. And there's 2 outs. Good play there by Parker, knowing that he couldn't get it and knowing that touching it would only hurt his team. Let it go by to Rose. Rose stayed with it the whole time, never gave up on it. Now there's 2 outs in a 1-0 game. Cy Thamel up to bat. He had a sacrifice bunt his last time at the plate. First pitch is high, 1-0 to Carter Cy Thamel. Over on Y99.3, it is Clarksville and Don Bosco softball. I'll give you an update in a moment. Ball fouled away. It's a regional semifinal. 2-0 Clarksville leads Don Bosco after 2 innings. That could be a very good game. Grant Parker from the windup. Kicks, fires over the head of the batter. 2-1. That'll make you think twice. In the wind blowing in, just enough to move the flag from straightaway center field, 380 feet away from the plate. Curveball hit softly over to Cedric at first. He'll sprint to his base and for the second time this inning record the out all by himself. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the third. Go Hawks 1, Charles City none on the K-Way Sports Network.
With the start of school and sports, we don't have as much time to spare like they did in the old days. Like back in the 80s. Hi, my name is Kelsey and my dad is Dr. Alan Young of Waverly Family Dentistry, where they are dedicated to service and excellence. His office offers virtually every dental procedure, so you won't have to waste time driving somewhere else to have it done. Visit WaverlyFamilyDentistry.com and make an appointment today. Hurry, you're wasting time.
At Waverly Utilities, we work together, play together, and grow together. As your local electric and communications provider, Waverly Utilities is proud to support the connections that make our community stronger. They invest in advanced technology, provide jobs to our neighbors, and donate time and financial resources to the area's life-changing organizations. At Waverly Utilities, you can always rely on them.
Making life better, making life easy. Waverly Utilities.
Welcome back to Hurdle Field. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters due for Waverly Sharks with Sedgwick, Rose, and Stockdale. As the Go Hawks lead 1-0, Ian Sedgwick, the freshman, batting .224, is a lefty, leading things off against Reed Peters in the bottom of the third frame. First pitch fouled away. We talked about Sedgwick cooled off and just needs to get back in the swing of things, pun intended. We fully expect him to be a masher in his high school career. He's shown the ability. Inside pitch fouled away. A breaking pitch. Going inside on him, though. Everybody else has gone outside.
Yeah, that'll be a favor to him. You know, lefties naturally like that low and inside pitch. It just works well with the swing. And he has a smooth swing. So
count is 0-2 to Sedgwick, the first baseman for the Go Hawks. That's way outside. That would have gone behind a righty. It's time for Meet the Go Hawks. Today we're going to meet Sam Rose. He's a graduated senior. His parents are Rob and Jane Rose. Favorite baseball memory, the Prongi tournament each year. And it's a lot of fun playing those big schools from Central Iowa. The 1-2 swung on and miss. That is strike 3. That'll bring up Sam Rose. Our Meet the Go Hawk, that's .286 on the year. Song that gets him game ready is Run This Town. His favorite team, the Minnesota Twins. His heroes, his grandpa. And he's going to go to the University of Iowa for business analytics come the fall. That's our Meet the Go Hawks, Sam Rose, who's up to bat with 1 out and nobody on in a 1-0 Go Hawk-led game. Ball hit softly. Second baseman Schmidt charges and loses it. An error. Boy, he had that thing all but gloved and it just went underneath it.
Yeah, pretty upset with himself, too, at second, and that's a ball that you probably feel rushed just because Rose is very speedy. That was not hit hard at all. He just didn't keep the glove down.
I can almost guarantee Stockdale takes the first pitch and Rose tries to steal. I don't know why you wouldn't. That's just about a guarantee. Let's see what they elect to do. Third baseman's playing, and no way Stockdale's bunting. You don't bat over 400 and give yourself up.
Yeah, that's purely just mental antics there. That's not his intentions.
No way. If he bunts, I'll be the first to say I was wrong, but I don't think I'll have to. Rose has a decent lead, being held on by Hansen. Takes off. It is a ball outside. Good throw by Seithamel, and they got him. That was a great throw. Wow. Seithamel absolutely gunned it, and that's out number 2. Everybody in the park knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, good throw, too, and I don't know, it just seemed like Rose didn't get as good of a jump as he usually does.
Yeah, it was a great throw. Boy, 2 outs, nobody on now for Dylan Stockdale, who scored the game's only run. The 1-0 hits the outside corner, 1-1. His dad gave me a bracelet, blue bracelet, white letters on it, says Team E and a heart and hashtag Warrior. Of course, Dylan's cousin Easton still fighting for his life. Had a surgery that was successful, but still has a long road to hoe. There's a pitch high, 2-1, and Dylan's wearing that bracelet as well. Said, he's playing for his cousin. Let's see if he can do another great thing for his cousin. He got a single and scored a run his first time up. Ball fouled away, 2-2. Of course, when you're a senior, you're playing for a lot of people. A lot of people in the town and on your team hanging on every at-bat when you're in this position in the postseason. You're under the microscope. 3 colleges here watching as well. Here's the 2-2. High and away. Stockdale does not swing at many bad pitches, Henry.
No, and with 2 outs, doesn't really matter what situation it is. He's going to give you a good at-bat. I'd imagine this pitch is probably going to be around the strike zone.
Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Stockdale thought it was a walk. It was on the inside corner. And the Go Hawks get a man on, but then have him thrown out. They still go down in order. It's just 1-0. Oh, man, bite your nails. We're going to the 4th inning. Go Hawks lead on the K-Way Sports Network.
Waverly. I invite you to discover what academic, emotional, and spiritual growth opportunities St. Paul's can provide your children. If you're interested in school choice and giving your child a well-rounded educational opportunity in a Christian setting, please visit our website or call and ask about our educational and scholarship programs. St. Paul's Lutheran School in Waverly is an accredited institution where Christian faith and learning go hand in hand.
For over 155 years, First National Bank has served our communities with commitment and dedication of providing quality financial services. Hi, this is Steve Williamson with First Bank. While our name has changed from First National Bank to First Bank, everything else is the same. We're the same us with just a new name. You will see the same friendly, dedicated staff when you visit any of our locations, and we will be offering the same great products and services to fit your financial needs. At First Bank, we are excited for the future and look forward to serving you first. Member FDIC.
Welcome back. Top of the fourth inning. Leading off, taking the first pitch, hitting it right to the second base bag. Myers ranges, throws, and gets Malachi O'Brien out. That ball went right to the second base bag. Myers drifted that way in a hurry and fired to first. Another one pitch out. That's the third half inning in a row that has started with a first pitch out. Brings up Reed Peters, who grounded out to second base his last time up. Grant Parker fires it by him in a hurry. Take a look at this day in baseball history as well this inning. Top and bottom as Go Hawks lead 1-0. Pitch low and outside, 1-1. On this day, 1900, Boston hurler Kid Nichols notched his 300th career victory, beating Chicago 11-4. He did it 2 months before his 31st birthday, making him the youngest to ever do it. Ball hit into right field. Nolan Foster going back toward the line. It's going to drop. That's at least a double. Foster having a hard time getting it in. Might have been a triple had Peters been running harder off the sound of the bat. But, Charles City's playing a heck of a lot better than any of the other times they played Waverly Shellrock here tonight.
Absolutely, and probably made that abundantly clear. Like, you have to seek that fastball early in the count. That's the only way you're going to get to Parker because he likes to get ahead, so it's going to be there.
Caden Blunt had a single his last time up. This is 1922. Pirates outfielder Max Carey is the busiest man on the field in a 9-8, 18-inning loss. 18 innings. 6 hits, 3 walks, 3 stolen bases, and caught 7 fly balls. Just swing and a miss to Blunt. So there's a runner at second base with 1 out. Charles City has had men threaten in 2 of the first 3 innings. Now we're in the 4th. They got another man there. And that ball got away and hit Blunt in the square middle of the back. So runners at first and second is Grant Parker struggling. Nobody working in the Go Hawk bullpen.
That's another thing that's interesting with postseason games, single elimination. How short is your leash with these guys?
Rylan Peters up to bat. He grounded out to third base his last time up. That would bode well if he could do it again. Pitch low, and I asked Coach about just what you're talking about.
Do you have a shorter leash in the postseason?
In a way, yes and no. You can kind of gauge, throughout the season, you can kind of figure out, okay, when guys are kind of going off the rails a little bit and when they aren't. Certain guys are probably going to have longer leashes than others, but, throughout the season, we've been able to figure out a few guys in terms of, when they've kind of reached their breaking point and when they haven't.
And there's a foul ball, 1-1 to Rylan Peters. They don't think Parker's reached his breaking point. I think Charles City's just seeing his pitching better tonight than they ever have. It's their third time facing him. Next pitch outside, 2-1. And, Charles City threw Peters, a guy that Waverly Shark hadn't seen a bunch of. And that's just a different way of doing it.
Yeah, certainly different.
But often it's wrong. You go with your studs.
It takes confidence to make a move like that.
Pitch missed the zone, 3-1. I believe the old adage, dance with the girl that brung you. But when you make a move and it works, then you're smart. When you make a move and it doesn't work, you're dumb. That's how sports works. A walk low to Peters, and the bases are full of comments. Double play chances all over the place. Jack Hansen was a strikeout victim his last time up. Grant Parker is going to have to do something like that here.
Yeah, he can certainly get out of this. He's been way more confident with his curveball and his slider. If he can make a decent pitch and possibly get someone to roll over, he's out of it.
Hanson's a lefty. Charles City's down 1-0 with one out, top of the fourth inning. Comets orbiting all over the place. Elsinore sets up high in his haunches. Fastball blows by Hanson. Pitch came on Friday. He swung on Saturday.
Yeah.
That was some heat from Grant Parker. He needs more of that. Well, fouled back. Hanson with a better swing. 0-2. Now, you don't want to get too dirty here because a pass ball would score a run. There's a lot of room to that 3-foot stone wall back behind home plate. Elsa Miller's got to be perfect. Well, fouled away. 0-2 stays the count. First pitch was a ground out to the second base bag and then a double, a hit by pitch, and a walk. So Parker's had some self-inflicted wounds. Talking about the walk and the hit by pitch. Curveball tries to bend into the back door. Left alone by Hanson as it was a ball.
Hanson caught looking in his first plate appearance, too. So
lights are on here at Hurdle. All eyes on Parker. The pitch grounded over to first base. Cedric, he did nothing. He was going to throw home, and the ball stuck in his leather. So then he thought about going to first, but by that point it was too late in a fielder's choice for Hanson, and it's 1-1. Cedric, if he could have thrown home, that would have been the right play, and he would have got him, I think. But as he tried to dig it out of the glove, he just couldn't, and then absolutely nothing happened there. Bases stay loaded. Zach Chambers up to bat. He struck out swinging his last time up. Pitch is high. I've got this eerie feeling like the time when Waverly Shark played South Tama, a team that they were much better than, but they let hang around, and the Trojans surprised the Go Hawks that day and knocked them out early. Not saying it's going to happen, but that's the same sort of game that you're in right now, Go Hawk fans. The 1-0. Almost hit him in the head. Goes over his head. Elsa Miller makes the squeeze.
I feel like usually at this point in the year, it's just those errors and mistakes that kind of come back to get you that, during the season had always been a problem. So usually it shows up and you're not able to escape that in the postseason. But
Battery goes to talk now. You say in history, 1923, Cleveland scores in every inning against the Red Sox. They won 27-3. Go Hawks wouldn't mind doing that offensively, but first they got to get to the bats. The pitch is a ball to Chambers. It's a 3-0 count, bases loaded in a tie game here at the top of the fourth inning. Only plays 7 in high school baseball. It's kind of nerve-wracking, Go Hawk fans. There's one out on the board. Slow pitch on the outside corner. That was as much of just a get-over pitch as I've ever seen Grant Parker throw. Here's the 3-1. Ball fouled away. That's a big-time pitch, and the count runs full.
That's huge. I mean, now it's the hitter has to protect. That's a big pitch.
8-hitter Zach Chambers is the batter. Tie game. The corner infield is playing in. Middle infield playing double play depth. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Foul tip.
Foul tipped. Foul tipped, he said. Oh, boy. He's still alive. The paddles.
He's got a piece.
Were used there to keep that at-bat alive. Can Parker get him for real this time? No, the ball's hit into shallow right field. Rose will catch it in the grass. Everyone's got to stay put. Ball just barely got into the right field grass. Sam Rose went out, caught it on the run, and then keenly turned his head ready to throw if he needed to make the throw, and keeps the runner at third at bay. That's knowing the situation.
Yeah, I tell you what, I mean, it might look like an easy play, but someone without acceleration like that might not get there.
And he's pinching the middle, and the ball was hit really close to first base. That took a really athletic play. Caden Boozman up to bat. He grounded out to first base his last time up. Pitch is high. Well, if the Go Hawks get out of this inning and it's still 1-1, they'll feel pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Boozman swings and foul tips it. Counts him 1-1. Whew. Didn't know if we were going to have this kind of a feeling in this game. Again, the Go-Hawks had beaten Charles City soundly for the most part, other than that seventh inning scare last time. Ball hit right at shortstop, caught by Lance Myers, and the Go-Hawks get out of the inning only giving up one. That could have been a whole lot worse as 7 Comets batted, but only one scored. 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Go-Hawks and Comets in the postseason on the K-Way Sports Network.
Ridiculous Days is coming to Newey's Moto. You won't want to miss this sale. Almost everything is on sale. Save up to $5,000 with a Serial 1 powered by Harley-Davidson when you buy one and get one free. Save $1,000 on the Lynx Pro Fold e-bike and the Wildcat Pro hunting e-bike. Bugatti e-scooters, $200 off. All motorsports, parts, and accessories 15% off in stock or special ordered. Come to Ridiculous Days at Newey's Moto at 205 East Bremer Avenue in Waverly this Saturday from 7 to 3.
Rolling Ford in Shell Rock is proud to support the Go-Hawks. Hi, this is Greg Stockdale. Visit our championship team at Rolling Ford. Like the Go-Hawks, the staff at Rolling Ford is dedicated, skilled, and will go above and beyond for you. Whether you're looking for a new or used vehicle or servicing your vehicle, trust the championship team at Rolling Ford. Good luck, Go-Hawks, from all of us at Rolling Ford in Shell Rock.
We get you rolling Ford.
We come to the bottom of the fourth inning, tied 1-1. Go-Hawks are at the bats. Aiden Holford takes the first pitch he sees, puts it into right field, right on the line, and he'll have a single. He's thinking about going to 2, but a first pitch swing again. Everybody's swinging at the first pitch of the innings, and Aiden Holford just hit it fair down the right field line on the grass. Abram Rage comes up to bat. That's only the second hit of the game, or first hit if you take a look at the scoreboard and how they're counting errors and no errors. But either way, the Go-Hawks have not hit the ball hard when they've been hitting the ball hard until they played Cedar Falls, who beat them 7-0. Rage shows bunt, pulls back. It's a strike. Oh, not a good jump, but the runner still does slide in safely. Holford did not get a very good jump. Peters held him, but the throw wasn't perfect, and he steals it.
Yeah, I think the Go-Hawks understand, Scythe Animal's got a really good arm behind the plate, so they got to try everything they can at the plate, fake bunting just to get something in the line of vision there.
It was a strike to Rage. We're tied 1-1 in the bottom of the fourth. Can Rage get his 37th RBI of the year? If he can, the Go-Hawks will breathe a little bit easier. This day in baseball history, 1948, the Indians signed Satchel Paige, fabulous Negro League's pitcher. They thought it was a publicity stunt. He went 6-1 that year at 42-ish age. And the ball gets by the catcher. Going to third is Helfert, so a man in scoring position. And they say Satchel was 42, but he also said they didn't know exactly how old he was. But a heck of a publicity stunt being 6-1. 1-1 is our score. A runner just 90 feet away. Coach Willis right next to Hofert, letting him know how to get the lead. The infield's choked in. Lots of holes. Pitch outside. 2-1. Rage was starting his swing a little bit. Didn't get his hands going. Just got that hip motion a bit. A lot easier to get a hit, though, when they're playing in like this. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Ball gets up on you quicker. The bloops drop a little sooner. The outfield's playing it a bit in as well. Now, Abram Rage has hit the ball over the fence. So if the outfield plays in, he's going to go for a jog. Should he hit it over their heads. Inside pitch, blooped. Shortstop goes way back. If he was playing normal depth, he would have caught it, but it goes on the grass for a single, and that is the go-ahead run. Hofert scores.
Yeah, you called it. It was perfect placement for infield in, and like you said, if there's normal depth, I'm sure the shortstop gets there.
Yeah, Blunt would have gotten there for sure on normal depth, but you're playing in on the green, where the grass normally is on the field turf. It's just green. But that's a long run, and the ball was not hit that high. Garrick Tibbetts up to bat. He popped up on a bunt that was caught. He'd like to have that one back. Oh, he didn't try to bunt. That was the one that he just popped up straight up towards the backstop. My mistake. First pitch is a ball to Garrick Tibbetts. He was the cleanup hitter for the Go Hawks, and for a good reason. He's been good. 29 RBIs on the year. Runner at first base is Rage. He's leaning, but I don't think he's going to go. Pitches outside 2-0. This day in baseball history, 1991, Nolan Ryan missed his 8th no-hitter when California's Dave Winfield singled in the 8th inning. And one of the funnier this day in baseball history items will be our last one here in just a bit. It's a phenomenal photo if you've ever seen it. Ball hit, second base, between his legs in air. Schmidt could not hold on to it. We're between his legs. That's an E4 that looked like a gift-wrapped double play ball.
He's had a couple issues over at second. That's not good for the infield defense. Need confidence, and he is beating himself up right now for not making that play.
Second error. He had one that allowed Rose to reach back in the third. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Nolan Foster up to bat, who grounded out to shortstop. They hit the ball sharply on that ground out on the first pitch of the bottom of inning number 2. And outfield still playing a little further in than I would at center field especially. I'd probably be at least 3 steps back from where they're playing. Pitch is high, 1-0. Now there's a lot of outfield, as I've said many, many times, you give up something at hurdle. But Foster's the kid that can hit it all the way to the fence and beyond. He hit a home run earlier this year at hurdle. Pitched low. Hit a home run last year at hurdle. He's just a sophomore. 2-0 count. Go Hawks lead 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th. It feels like they've got to milk this inning for all that it's worth.
Yeah, take advantage of the stakes, especially in postseason. Don't get these innings back. Just single elimination. Got to take advantage of it.
Peters sets, chin high, fires, swing and a miss. A healthy cut, but a miss there by Nolan Foster. Count goes to 2-1. So this day, 1993, Tom Browning decides that he's seen enough from the dugout. He leaves Wrigley Field and watched the rest of the Cubs-Reds game at one of the rooftops on Sheffield Avenue. He was fined $500 for leaving the ballpark during the game. And he was sitting up there with the fans in his uniform.
That is just great.
It's a phenomenal picture. Now the big Jumbotron would block his view, but it was perfect. About as Chicago as it gets, and he's from the opposing team. Waiting on the 3-1 is Foster. He fouls it away, 3-2. 2-1 the score. Some people say, why do you do this day in baseball history while you're doing postseason games? One of the things about baseball is that the players say, you know, got to have that same routine, make it feel just like any other game, even though it's not. And sometimes the broadcast trying to do the same thing, you know, just any other game, even though everybody listening knows it's not just like any other game. As the pitch is high, Foster goes to first, and the bases are juiced with black and gold as Lance Myers is up to bat. And this is not any other at-bat. Tom Downing knows that, and he goes to the mound to talk with his team. And I was talking with Coach B.J. Hermson just about that, the mental focus on his team.
What's the attitude of this team? Are they kind of that focused and, you know, knows the grindstone when it gets to postseason, or are they kind of that goofy bunch that plays loose?
You know, honestly, I'd say a little bit of both. You know, I think our guys understand when it's time to focus, it's time to focus. But, you know, on the flip side, I think they do a really good job of staying loose, having fun with each other. And so I think there has to be a good combination of that, and I think this team does that.
Yeah, and I know some of the kids, and some of them have that attitude of, you know, hey, it's just another game. We're going to play loosey-goosey. And I know some of them already are super focused, and they get even more super focused for games like this. But he's right. I think you have to have a mix of those guys. They keep the goofy guys serious, and that, you know, loosen the serious guys up a little bit and say, hey, you hit on Tuesday, you can hit on Friday, right? And that's the kind of attitude you got to have, a bit of both of that. As Lance Myers is up to bat, he popped up to the pitcher last time. Peters made that play where he ran in and caught it right at his kneecap. Ground ball over to second base. Nobody's covering first. Here's the foot race, and Lance Myers wins it. The throw home. They sneak another one, and he's safe. He's safe. Tibbetts comes home. Rage scores run number 3. Tibbetts ran to third and then came home and scored. It is a hit by Myers because you can't call it anything else. He went to second base. Schmidt, who'd booted a few balls, gloved it. The problem for the Comets was they were playing so far in. Jack Hansen, the first baseman, was charging in at that ball and missed it, and nobody was at first, and there was a foot race that Schmidt could not win.
Yeah, and Hansen was the only one in the infield playing in there, probably to protect against that bunt. And as soon as opportunity comes, all you got to do is dribble it over his head. Nobody there.
4-1, the Go Hawks lead. They're looking for some Folkerts Financial Strategies insurance runs. Help insure your family's future by calling Folkerts Financial Strategies. And boy, if you read Peters, you think to yourself, I did enough to get an out. Our coach is coming out to talk, but it's not about whether Peters is good enough. I think he's fine. But when you bring the infield in, it's a tough thing. When's too soon to bring the infield in? As I mentioned, Tuesday, Northeast Iowa Conference game, they might not be playing in. But it's the postseason. You coach just a little bit differently, and you feel the gravity of each pitch a little differently. They're going to make a pitching change, though. I don't think that was really Reed Peters' fault there, but this is a Waverly Tire Company pitching change. When you need to change your tires or even repair your tires, trust the people that treat you like family. Waverly Tire Company is so fast, they might just get you in and out before we come back from this Waverly Tire Company pitching change. Lincoln Joslin will be on the mound when we return. You're listening to the K-Way Sports Network.
Remember when your kids were young? You left the room just for a few minutes and came back to find them stuffing their faces with candy. And afterwards, they were sick, tired, and just hungry again in a few hours. Well, that's what you're doing to your dog when you feed them the most popular brand name dog foods that are packed with cornmeal or soy fillers. Make sure your dog is eating high-quality food from Victor, Exclusive, or Signature from Scoop Feed and Supply in Waterloo at the corner of Airline and Wagner Roads. Feed your pets the best when you shop at the Scoop Feed and Supply in Waterloo.
Reed Peters leaves the mound, goes to second. Brennan Schmidt goes into right field, And the new pitcher is Lincoln Joslin. Their ace, he's got a 6-4 record, 2.82 ERA, struck out 55 on the year. Opponents bet 242 against him. He's thrown 54 and 2/3 innings, and he's facing Grant Parker with runners at first and second. The Go Hawks lead 4-1 in the bottom of the fourth inning, an inning that we said they needed to milk, and milk it they are for all it's worth right now. Can they continue to do it against a lefty on the mound? First baseman playing in just in case of a bunt. Pitch outside, double steal. They get it. They tried to tag on the thigh of Foster as the throw went towards the shortstop side of the third base bag, and he was safe. Myers followed him over to second, so now there's 2 ducks on the pond. Still nobody out, Henry.
Yeah, good job taking advantage, too, of a new arm. Just trying to get that first strike over. Steal right away.
Runners at second and third for Grant Parker with an 0-1 count. Ball hit on the ground, foul over by Coach Hying at the first base coach's box. There is some action in the bullpen for Charles City. That looks to be Ryland Peters out there. The runners at second and third. One swing of the bat could really open this thing up. Pitch just south of the knees. 1-1 to Grant Parker. Big crowd here. A lot of Go Hawk fans, Charles City fans, people wearing sweatshirts. It's a cool night. As Coach said, it feels more like May 7th than July 7th. It's tied 1-1 going into this half inning. Go Hawks have scored 3. Pitches high to Grant Parker. 2-1 the count. 2-2 the count. Big opportunity here for Grant Parker to help out his own cause. He didn't exactly have his best stuff at the beginning of this game, but it's looking pretty good for him right now. Oh, strike three called on a ball the catcher had to block.
Huh. I don't know what that was. I heard something.
It bounced on the ground, didn't it?
Sure sounded like it.
It bounced and the catcher blocked it, and it was a strike three call.
Huh.
Sometimes the umpires miss them. And I think that was the case there, unless that thing is hitting the zone and then just really had a tumble to it. That's hard to believe. Pitch outside. Sedgwick was struck out, swinging his last time at the plate. Waverly Shark up 4-1. Still just one out in the inning. There's a lot the GoHawks could still do in this bottom of inning number 4. Ian Sedgwick hoping to send something for a long, fast ride. Ball hit, blooped, shortstop, gloves it. There's now 2 outs in the inning. Brings up Sam Rose, who reached on an error his last time up and then was thrown out trying to steal.
Short route number 2 that brings up number 10, Sam Rose.
3 runs in an inning is really, really nice. But if Sam Rose could get a single, make it 5 runs in an inning, there's just a huge difference, Henry.
Yeah, and honestly, you just got to put the ball in play because, again, we've seen some mistakes from Charles City.
Sky to our distance is looking dark and ominous to me.
Sure
and if
is.
you're up after 4.5 innings, it's an official game. This is 4.5 innings. So should they have to call it? Ball popped up. You got a good chance at this one, Henry. All the way back to the screen, stays in play. Oh, it hit the little half wall over the head of Scythomley. Almost been another great play. And the ball came down the netting. I don't think it skimmed it, so I think it was still in play and hit the wall. I mean, that thing is inches away from being out of play into the net. Scythomley couldn't make the play. It would have been a heck of one if he could have. I thought that one was going out of play right off the bat.
Me too. I thought it was going to be hitting the bleachers.
And it bananaed back in. That ball does banana often, curl back in. It's a hard play for catchers. Catchers make it look a whole lot easier than it is a lot of the times. At least the good ones do. Sam Rose, the 9-hitter, with 2 ducks on the pond. Pitch outside, 1-1. GoHawks got the first 5 guys in a row on with singles, an error, a walk, a single, but a single that was a mental error, and then a strikeout and a pop-out followed. Foul ball over right at Dylan Stockdale in the on-deck circle, 1-2 the count. Winner of this game plays on Monday at 7 o'clock, most likely in Manchester against West Delaware. West Delaware hosts Mount Vernon tonight. And the clouds looking so dark in the distance. The wind is coming from those dark clouds toward us. Runners at second and third would like to move. Rose has been so clutch this year. Backdoor curveball, strike 3 called. But the GoHawks went from being tied to being up 3 as we go to the 5th inning. It's 4-1. Waverly Shell Rock leads on the K-Way Sports Network.
You're listening to the K-Way Sports Network, K-Way Country, AM 1470, and the new FM 96.3.
If you want the right car and you want it simple, there's no pressure, we just here to please ya. Jerry Rolling Motors is right for you.
I'm Craig Gunderson, General Manager at Jerry Rolling Motors. More than 20 years ago, I got my start right here in parts and service. I learned real quick that the foundation to a successful dealership is excellent service after the sale. How do we do it? You guessed it. Hire and retain the absolute best staff in the Cedar Valley. 40 years of sales, 40 years of service, 40 years of making Jerry Rolling Motors right for you.
Jerry Rolling Motors, right for you. Jerry Rolling Motors, right for you.
The Hawks lead 4-1 as we go to the 5th inning. Charles City has the top of their lineup due against Grant Parker.
Stepping in for the Comets is number 24, Lincoln Joslin.
Lincoln Joslin, who's now on the mound for Charles City, is 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out to second in the ball game. By the way, the Iowa High School Baseball Coaches Association announced their final rankings for Class 4A and 3A. I'll tell you about that here in just a bit as a first pitch breaking ball misses outside. Class 4A, Ankeny Centennial's number 1, followed by Cedar Rapids Prairie. Johnson's 3rd. Iowa City High 4th. Southeast Polk 5th. Cedar Rapids Kennedy 6th. Dowling 7th. Dallas Center Grimes 8th. Pleasant Valley 9th. And Cedar Falls, the Go Hawks lost to the other day, is 10th in the state. Next pitch is low, 2-0. Tell you about Class 3A in just a little bit. And one of the teams ranked very pertinent to this sub-state. Pitch finds the zone, 2-1 to Joslin. Let's see if Grant Parker can get even. The Go Hawks, they're playing decently shallow in the outfield. They got a lot of speed, though. Strike just brushes the outside corner. That's a good pitch.
Yeah, he just is so much better at that first inning. Just gets in that rhythm.
Ooh, almost finds the back door. It's full count. Starting to spit. Just a little bit of wetness here on our equipment here as it's blowing into the window. Just spitting, and I wouldn't call it raining so much, just spitting here. And that's kind of what I saw in center field was those clouds that were getting ready to spit. Carter Sythommel comes up to bat. He's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt and then a ground out to first base. Charles City needs to respond with something in this inning, you would think. We're in the top of the 5th, only plays 7. Winner moves on to play Monday. The loser has their postseason banquet earlier than they would have liked to. Pitch high. Elsa Miller catches that one, almost went over the head of Sythommel. By the way, I want to say hello to Janice Chapin, Ethan's grandma, listening in Sheldon, out in Orab country out west. The 1-0. On the ground, second base side. Rose underhands it to first after gloving it. The runner does go to second, but Rose got the out when it was there to be had. That brings up Malachi O'Brien, who's 1 for 2 with a single, and a ground out to the shortstop position that's played by Lance Myers so well tonight especially. I think he's made some really fine plays. Really, everybody's made some good plays for Waverly Shell Rock.
Yeah, it's one of their strengths for sure, I would say.
Pitch hits the inside corner. Malachi O'Brien was taking cover, not from the rain, but from the inside pitch, and it was a called strike. Umbrellas are open down below us. Oh, look out. Almost hits him. He ducks underneath it. It gets by Elsa Miller. The runner goes to third. Still just one out. So a 1-1 count. Boy, that one, I don't know how I hit him. He's got a hole
I know. I was
somewhere.
like, how did he avoid that?
I think Casper's up to bat. Here's the 1-1. Inside and tight, 2-1 the count. Parker continues to get in these little trouble spots. Go Hawks, for the most part, have got him out of it. Ball foul back. He's got himself out of it as well, 2-2 the count. But, I mean, there was a runner at third in the first inning, runner at second in the second inning. Third inning was perfect. The fourth inning they scored, but then the bases were loaded. And then here there's a runner at third. Ground ball, shortstop side, a run will score. Myers throws to first. Cedric stretches and gloves it. That's out number 2, but Charles City gets one back, and I thought that they had to do at least that in this inning. It's 4-2. Go Hawks still with that lead. And the rain coming down here, I don't think, even if the rain were to stop this game, that it would end the game, by the way. So if you're a Go Hawk fan, just hoping it rains harder before Charles City scores, no, that's not what we're hoping for. Reed Peters watches a fastball pepper the outside corner, strike 1. Peters, who started the game off pitching, is 1 for 2 with a ground out to second and a double. He hit it into right field. Pitch is low, 1-1. And just enough rain to be bothersome to fans. Ball popped up, going into the outfield grass. Second base side is Rose. He makes another fine play out there, and that is out number 3. Charles City gets one back, but the Go Hawks still lead by 2. It's 4-2 Go Hawks as we go to stretch time on the K-Way Sports Network.
Good luck, Go Hawks, from Johnston Financial Services. Johnston Financial Services at 116 West Bremer Avenue in Waverly. Call them at 352-5938. Securities offered through First Heartland Capital Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Johnston Financial Services, LLC, is not affiliated with First Heartland Capital Incorporated. When it comes to investing, start with Johnston Financial Services, LLC.
Nothing can be as important as keeping your home properly heated this winter. And if your LP gas man is Delavu Oil, you're assured that running out of LP will never be a problem. Delavu Oil is there when you need them 24 hours a day for all your LP and fuel oil needs. Call the professionals at Delavu Oil at 319-352-3437 or stop in and visit with them at 600 West Bremer Avenue, Waverly. For home heating fuels, it's Delavu Oil in Waverly.
Go Hawks 4, Comets 2 as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Hope you got a good stretch in. The only Go Hawk that didn't bat last inning in that 3-run fourth, Dylan Stockdale will lead things off. He's 1 for 2 with a single, a run scored, and a called strike 3 against him. Batting over 400 this year. He's got a big cheering section here. A lot of family watching down below us. The lefty Joslin fires, and that pitch breaks a long way and misses inside. I will look at those Class 3A rankings here in just a little bit, by the way. I did not forget about those. Next pitch, low, 2-0. So in Class 3A, Western Dubuque's number 1, followed by North Polk, Lewis Central 3rd, Marion, the Wolves are 4th, ADM 5th, Dubuque Wahlert 6th, Knoxville 7th, Davenport Assumption 8, Sioux City Bishop Heelan's 9th, and MOC Floyd Valley is ranked 10th in Class 3A. Here's the 2-0. Outside 3-0. Others getting votes are Ballard, Benton Community, who the Go Hawks beat, Bondurant, Farrar, West Delaware, who the Go Hawks very likely would see next round should they win, and Cedar Rapids Xavier. 3-0 count to Stockdale. No way he's swinging. And that's a generous strike. Stockdale had flipped his bat. He's going to have to go retrieve that. Now, I mentioned that those rankings are pertinent because, well, West Delaware is not ranked but could be. They're just outside the top 10, and the top team in the state, Western Dubuque, is at the top half of this sub-state. The 3-1 hits softly up the middle. That one just got over the infield and right in front of the grass, and it's a second single for Stockdale as he gets aboard to start the bottom of the fifth.
Stayed patient, was very selective. It's been one of the strengths of this team, just selective hitting over the course of the year. He waited for his pitch, and he got it.
So the bracket has Western Dubuque taking on Makokata. You think Western Dubuque come out of that one. Decorah and Independence, that's kind of a toss-up game. Decorah last couple of years had not thrown their ace in the first game. I'm sure they'll learn their lesson and throw their ace tonight. I thought the same thing last year. Oh, they throw to first. It's behind the runner. He goes to second, and he is out. A 1-3-6 put out of Stockdale, who they tried to pick off at first. When the throw went there, he went to second, and he just could not get over.
Yeah, easier to do that against a righty, obviously. You just got to look for that left foot. Once it goes up, you can go, but that lefty, more flexibility with a throw over.
An out, nobody on. Aiden Holford up to bat. He's 1 for 2 with a ground out and a single and a run scored last time up. Pitches outside, 1-0. Looks as though the rain slowed down here a bit. Some umbrellas closed. Still drizzling. Pitch inside, leaning back is a lefty Holford. 2-0 the count. And Waverly Shark will play, if they could win tonight, they would play West Delaware or Mount Vernon. Probably West Delaware, though the Mount Vernon Mustangs are a good enough team to surprise somebody, a lot like Charles City is tonight. Go Hawks up by 2 against their arch rivals, having won 4 games already this year and 14 in a row. Last loss was in 2019 as there's a swing and a miss by Holford. Wind still blowing in from straightaway center field. Evergreens beyond the left and right field fence. Like a soccer practice happening beyond center field on the former lacrosse field at Wartburg. Pitches inside, called ball. 3-1 count to Holford. Hofert would love to uncoil like a snake on one of these pitches. That's what his batting stance looks like. He just pops at the ball. And he does it and fouls it away. That's going to get out of play over towards the batting cages on the third base side. Count is full. Go Hawks just have not been able to completely put Charles City away at any point. They scored 3 in the last inning, and it felt pretty good, but you kind of left with a bitter taste in your mouth thinking, I think it could have been 5. At least that's how Go Hawk fans are thinking. Pitch is high, ball 4. Hofert is on. And even in this inning, getting Stockdale thrown out on the base pass, you think, oh, shucks. Looks like we had something cooking, and then Charles City gets a life preserver thrown to them. Abram Rage up to bat. He's 1 for 2 with a ground out to shortstop, a single and a run scored in this game. Rage, one of those bats that's made the Go Hawks go. Runner at first, getting a good lead against a lefty. Hofert takes off and he steals it. The catcher did not catch it cleanly, so Scythe Hamill didn't even venture to throw. 1-0 the count to Abram Rage, who bats for Jack Elsemiller.
It's kind of big. I mean, that pitch wasn't, you couldn't really receive it cleanly to throw to second, but now in scoring position for Rage, who's a gap hitter.
That's exactly right. He does hit those outfield gaps often. Got the most total bases on the team. I'd like to get some more here. Pitch outside, by the way, with total bases, that's where, 1 for a single, 2 for a double, 3 for a triple, 4 for a home run, and you add those up. And that's a very important category to be leading in. Sometimes you get so in love with batting average or home runs, a lot of things other than home runs. Count is 2-0. Pitch inside, called strike. By the way, over on Y99.3, Clarksville beat Don Bosco 3-0 to move to the regional championship. They'll play for a state date next time out. So congratulations, Coach Katie Berman and the Clarksville Indians. Katie Berman, the sister of Waverly Sharrock coach Kim Meyer. Pitch goes against the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Abram Rage as he fouled that one off. The bottom of the 5th inning. Go Hawks up by just 2 with Love, another Folkerts Financial Strategies insurance run. A cat and mouse being played at second base between the second baseman, the pitcher, and the base runner, Hofert. They step off but don't throw. Send Hofert back. Go Hawks, when they get on, they like to be jittery. They like to take the attention of the pitcher. It worked for the first run of the game, was a balk. When Stockdale was at third, they throw to second. Oh, a good throw would have gotten him. The throw went second base side of the bag, and Hofert got back in time. Hofert was a little stuck in the mud right away, Henry.
Yeah, Jocelyn has a good move, too, and you were right. The throw is to the right of the second base bag. If it's on the left, probably out.
Still a 2-2 count. Rage waiting forever for that next delivery. He wants to crush it, and he hits it high and soft in his center field. Hofert going back to tag. It's going to be too shallow as Chambers makes the grab for out number 2. Just didn't get enough barrel on that one. Garrick Tibbetts up to bat. He's 0 for 2. Popped out to the catcher. Also reached on an error and scored a run his last time up. 4-2 Waverly Shellrock. You're listening to K-Way Country, AM 1470, FM 96.3, KWayRadio.com, our free mobile app or the TuneIn app, or maybe you're listening on Monday or later on the recording on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com. Look up K-Way Radio. No matter how you're joining us, thank you so much for making us a part of your evening. Jocelyn holding the runner close at second, paying a lot of attention to him. Right side of the infield's wide open. They throw to second base. You've got Reed Peters hugging the bag at second base. And if Tibbetts hits it the opposite way, which he does quite a bit, he's got a lot of ground to work with over there. And if he does that, Hofert probably scores because Hofert has a ton of speed. He'll be taking off on the sound of the bat with 2 outs. Ball hit straight up the middle. This one is dove for, but not caught by Chambers. Go Hawks get one. Garrett Tibbetts comes through again. 5-2 Go Hawks.
Yeah, Chambers made a good effort. I mean, it's one of those balls that just dies on you. He came in full. It's one of those balls that just dies on you. He came in full speed, went down and kind of slid to try and make the catch, but it bounced in front of him and got past him. So yeah, it allows Hofer to score easily.
I don't see what he sees, so I can't really judge this. But as an outfielder, that looked like one you're going to have to head first dive and not feet first dive if you're going to get it. And he went with the feet first slide and dropped in front of him and then rolled a bit by him. Not an error, but a straight-up hit by Tibbetts. Foster's up to bat. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out and a walk. Go Hawks have a 3-run lead, which feels pretty healthy, especially when there was 2 outs when Tibbetts needed to make that big hit. But Chambers was real close to getting to that. And if he catches that, that really changes the game. Charles City has all this momentum from making a big defensive play. They're going up to bat, and that thing dropping moves the pendulum of momentum back to the black and gold of the home team, Waverly Shellrock. Pitch on the outer half called strike 1-1.
I mean, you're talking about the Comets. They've got 6 outs. It would have been to get 2 runs, now it's 3. So that's just even more pressure.
That's right. A lot of difference between 3 and 2. It's a huge difference between 3 and 2. Now, you got a whole lot of ball game to be played, no matter what. The ball's fouled back 1-2 is the count to Foster. Because you'll remember, Charles City was down 8 runs the last time these two teams played going into the 7th, and they scored 8 runs. Sam Rose had to hit a walk-off in the bottom of the 7th to win the game 11-10. So it's never over. You might see the fat lady warming up, but until she sings, you've got baseball to play. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Check swing. He did not go. 2-2 now. As I've often said, I use the Coach Casey Klender line. You can't take a knee. You can't run Dean Smith 4 corners. You got to get 21 outs to win this sport. Sometimes more, but at least 21 outs if you're going to win this ball game. 2s across the board with the runner at second. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Foster would love to hit a 2. That's called strike 3 as a bender got him. Foster knew it right away. Tipped his cap, and the Go Hawks strand one, but they importantly score one. It is 5-2 as we go to the 6th inning. Charles City down, but batting when we come back on the K-Way Sports Network.
Tonight is a great night for a 6-pack and a pound from your Waverly Taco John's. And don't forget the guacamole, sour cream, or nacho cheese for your potato olays from Taco John's in Waverly.
When you need to cut down a tree, you have a few options. You can buy or rent expensive equipment and take the chance that you won't damage anything or hurt someone. Or you can hire the experts. SSPI Tree Service has a variety of equipment, so no matter how large or small the job, their experts will do it right. They're able to provide a wide range of tree services, including tree and stump removal, brush and stump mulching, land and selective clearing, and food plot prep and planting. SSPI Tree Service has the equipment and the know-how to get it done fast. Call SSPI Tree Service at 319-883-9134. That's 883-9134 for a free estimate today. SSPI Tree Service, the equipment to do the job with the experts to get it done right.
Waverly Shaw got a very important run after Charles City got a run in the top of the first. Go Hawks got one in the bottom of the 5th, I should say. It is 5-2 as we go to the 6th inning. Charles City with their 5, 6, and 7 hitters due against Grant Parker, who's trying to go the distance here. Caden Blunt's been good, though. He's 1 for 1 with a single and a hit by pitch as the pitchers do battle here in this sub-state quarterfinal between Waverly Shark and Charles City. First pitch is a strike. Blunt didn't offer. The umpire said, doesn't matter. Strike. And the semifinals are on Monday. The sub-state championship game would be on Wednesday. Pitch right down Bremer Avenue, called strike 2. Parker's jumping ahead, and he, like most pitchers, is better ahead. Going from the windup, nods at the sign. Here is the kick. Here's the throw outside. Trying to nip the outside corner. He missed it, but that's still a really good spot.
Yes. Feeling good with that slider. He's thrown a lot of them recently.
Timeout called late by the home plate umpire. It was actually granted pretty darn late to Blunt. That's why the umpire ran out, just to make sure everybody knew that it was time. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Inside. Duck out of the way of that one, Caden Blunt. 2-2. Pretty impressive that Parker's only hit one guy, considering there's been a lot of pitches inside where guys have had to get out of the way in a hurry. Inside pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. That's only the third strikeout of the game.
Yeah. The approach was pretty evident from the start. The Charles City hitters were just more aggressive, but that was just a good spot on the strikeout.
Rylan Peters up to bat. He's 0 for 1 of the ground out and a walk in this ball game. Charles City's down to just 5 outs in the game. Down 5-2. Swing and a miss. Boy, that ball dropped off the table. That was a tight spinner.
Sure did, and he is right back on the mound. He is ready to go.
The 0-1. Right down the middle. Oh, my gosh. I've seen this look in Grant Parker, haven't you?
Yep.
That's that. Give me the ball. It's working. He pulled the string on that breaking ball, and I think he's finally got all 3 pitches working for him. Next pitch, called. Strike 3. Ring him up, sir. Superman has come out of the phone booth, because that's his 4th strikeout, and there's just something different. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I agree.
The Hulk turned green. That's what happened there. Jack Hansen up to bat. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking and a fielder's choice. That curveball that we said ooh to was just so stinking tight that I think that one pitch might have just given him more confidence. 5-2, Go Hawks lead. 2 outs, nobody on. Swing and a miss. This is the Grant Parker that we saw play Charles City twice this season. We started calling him the Comet Killer. Inside, just missed, 1-1. But these, it's only been a handful of pitches, so I don't want to get carried away. But these handful of pitches look like the Grant Parker of earlier this summer against Charles City. Ooh, a ball over the head of the hitter. That one slipped out of his hands. And they're using the diamond baseballs, just like they do in the regular season and the postseason finally. Love it. Next pitch, missed the outside corner by a little bit, 3-1. So after back-to-back strikeouts, it's a 3-1 count. Grant Parker asked for clarification on the count. It was different than the scoreboard. Now the scoreboard adjusts. Fastball, he just reared back and heaved that one, and the count is full. Hansen missed it. Grant Parker has a lot of velocity. Here's the pitch. Got him! Struck out the side. 5-2, the Go Hawks lead. We go to the bottom of the 6th. You're listening to the K-Way Sports Network.
In case you're just joining us, Josh is making a quick tobacco run. Okay, he's inside the gas station. He's walking up to the counter and, what's that? He's turning around. He's taking out his phone. He's dialing 1-800-QUIT-NOW. I can't believe it. He must be getting the support he needs because he's walking right out of that gas station. Quitting is winning, folks. Quitting is winning.
When you're ready to quit tobacco, we can help. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or visit quitlineiowa.org.
Paid for by the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services.
Hi, this is Adam with Folkert's Financial Strategies. Life is busy with kids, activities, work, and that much-needed vacation. Who has time to think about retirement and life insurance? Well, we do at Folkert's Financial Strategies, and we'll worry about your insurance coverage and your retirement plan so you can get back to living your busy life. Come see us here at 410 West Bremer Avenue. Folkert's Financial Strategies.
5-2, Go Hawks lead. A Waverly Tire Company pitching change as going into right field is Jocelyn. At shortstop is Schmidt, and the new pitcher is Caden Blunt, who has 41 1/3 innings pitched this year. He's got a 5-4 record, a 3.90 ERA, Opponents bat .231 against him. He's walked 24 guys, hit 15, and struck out 59 on the year. And he's one of the 2 guys we thought we'd see this game. We've seen 3 guys here today that have been decent choices for Charles City. Now, the Go Hawks feel pretty good, but I still think they'd feel a whole lot better, Henry, if they could find some more Folkerts Financial Services insurance runs.
Yeah, the possibility of a comeback is always out there because you never know how quickly Parker is going to fall apart. You know, there could be just one bat or one sequence where he kind of just loses it, and then it all goes downhill from there, so you just never know.
Lance Myers, the batting gloved right-handed senior, up to bat. Leans away from a high bit of chin music. He's 1 for 2 with a pop out to the pitcher and a single here tonight at Hurdle Field. This is the postseason, by the way, if you're just tuning in. Ball over the head of the catcher, goes all the way off the backstop half wall. And
might be Abe Rage in the bullpen, I believe.
It does. Yeah, it does look like his toe kick, doesn't it? You kind of see him by their mannerisms.
Yep.
Go Hawks would love not to pitch Rage. Ground ball gets to the third base side. Lance Myers has another single, his second of the night. Great hit there by Myers as he hit it on the ground. O'Brien leaned down trying to get to it, just couldn't catch up to that fast one, and Grant Parker's up to bat.
Yeah, Myers just had his fingerprints on the scoring. He had that ball hit to the right side in his last at bat where there's kind of mental error by Charles City and gets the base hit there, so on base a couple times.
And Parker struck out with K's bat facing both ways. We didn't agree with the strikeout call the last time he was up to bat, but we don't have to agree. The umpire's got the final word, the official word. Oh, hit him. It hit him right at Parker. He had no chance to get out of the way of that one. Now there's runners at first and second. Ian Cedric is being pinch hit for by Nuss. Cedric was 0 for 2. Tanner Nuss has swung a decent bat since right before the Prongi tournament where he got a chance to play. Toma's going to run at first base. So Toma at first, Myers at second, and Tanner Nuss getting his first at-bat of the game. He's a senior. Very likely the last time the Go Hawks play on this field. And so to get a senior at-bat here is really a neat moment. And I don't think he's doing it for sentimental reasons. I think he's doing it because he thinks Nuss is the best chance to get a hit.
Yeah, Cedric has started, with Parker on the mound. Someone's got to be at first. Cedric got the start, and 0 for to show for Cedric, and they're going to give Nuss a chance here to get on base, maybe drive someone in.
That doesn't mean Parker's done because Cedric can re-enter. So just in case you're wondering, and already moving pitchers, it may happen, but it doesn't have to happen. Bunt shown, popped it up in the air. That one's going to be caught. Oh, they can't double him up, though, as Nuss made a mistake there, and that's an F1 for out number 1. Runners stay at first and second. Sam Rose will come up to bat. He's 0 for 2, though he did reach on an error and also struck out looking.
Well, it would have lined up nicely. Rose has come through in some big spots to walk off, but that changes things now.
Even walked off against Charles City. Remember, they brought in an extra guy, only had 2 outfielders, had a stacked infield, and he just swatted it into shallow left field to win the game last time these two teams played. Bunt shown. Get out of the way, Sam. The ball goes all the way to the backstop as it almost hit him. Now there's runners at second and third as Sam Rose just about wore that baseball. Does he still bunt here?
Well, yeah, I was just thinking about that. So if Nuss gets that bunt down, second, third, well, that pass ball, they're now there. So that opens up some opportunities. I mean, they could get sneaky, try to push one, maybe. He's got speed, but I would think he's going to swing away here.
I do too, but a bunt for Sam is almost as good as a swing for Sam. He's so good at it. One of the most adept bunters. Shows bunt, foul tips it. 1-1. It may be a squeeze, but I think with Sam, it's not as much a squeeze as with some other guys. They're thinking about getting him on. You might not even send the guy from third. You can almost fake like you're going, get their attention, and just sneak Sam over to first with a bunt and load the bases for Dylan Stockdale, who's on deck. So I think there's a lot of ways that you can do a bunt with someone like Sam Rose. Middle infield playing They're squeezing that. Everybody else is in pretty tight. Kind of surprised they're holding the runner at second as close as they are. They throw to third behind him, and he comes home to score, as Myers. Why did they do that? They chased him to the plate, and it's 6-2. Before the pitch, they threw over to third. Myers had a big lead. Coach Wisty Willis put the cheese out there. The mouse stepped on the trap, and it just killed him.
Well, only thing I can think of is Blunt on that throw to third, that left leg. Maybe he felt like he already committed too much and had no choice but to let go of the ball. But
he threw it to third, and Myers right away smartly was coming home. Now a bunt off the hands of Rose. That's going to sting. That's strike two. But again, back to that moment. So Toma's over at third base, by the way.
Yeah.
With just one out, and it's 6-2 Go Hawks in the bottom of the sixth. That's a big, big run. But, yeah, they threw to third, and right away, as soon as the ball was on its way there, Myers is already coming home, which means that Coach Willis had talked that situation through to him. That's some really good base coaching, because how often have you seen that? You can go 4 years without seeing that exact play.
Yeah, and it's just the preparation. It's the having every scenario in your toolbox. I mean, that's good coaching. That's all it really comes down to there.
Conversely, Charles City just should have never thrown behind the runner. The 1-2. Ball popped up. Going to get out of play over the bleachers. Stays a 1-2 count for Sam Rose, who was our Meet the Go Hawk tonight. 6-2 Go Hawks with the lead. They scored 1 in the first, 3 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and now 1 in the sixth. They've got another one 90 feet away with still just 1 out on the board. Sam Rose waiting. Corner infield's choking it in. Toma dancing around. Pitches inside, almost gets by Sythommel, the catcher, but he stops it. Had that gotten by, Toma would have been moving home quickly. Count is 2-2. Again, that popped-up bunt is the only out of the inning. Lance Myers got on with a single, then a hit by pitch. Pitch high, 3-2 now to Sam Rose. Feels like there's some desperation energy coming from Charles City, too.
Yeah, definitely. Go Hawks are kind of playing with them on the bases, just dancing around. They have a 4-run lead now. Charles City, the energy's kind of getting lower, as you talked about.
Not as much lower, but just negative, scared feelings that you get in these situations. And it hits him in the back, and a full count. Sam Rose will take his base as Blunt gives him first the painful way. That'll bring up Dylan Stockdale. Is 2 for 3 with a couple of singles, a run scored. He also struck out in the game. Coach Downing is going to come out to have a conversation, and maybe the conversation is, what do we do when, not if, but when Sam Rose goes, or when Sam Rose tries to get into that manufactured pickle? Because I think that's very likely to happen. I think Sam may just start to walk to second, and Downing wants to figure out, what do you do? Now, the most important thing is to keep Toma from getting home. That run is precious. Go Hawks lead by 4. Charles City will only have the 7th inning to try to come back, so the more the Go Hawks can add, the better, obviously. But I think you'll see that manufactured pickle here, Henry. I think there's at least a pretty good chance, a 75% chance that you see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think whenever Rose is on base, there's something that's going to happen on the bases, but especially in postseason play, I mean, you have to take advantage of any situation. Yeah, new arm.
It's a Waverly Tire Company pitching change. When you need to change your tires or even repair your tires, trust the people that treat you like family. Waverly Tire Company is so fast, they might just get you in and out before we come back from this Waverly Tire Company pitching change. Be back in 30 seconds, 6-2. The Go Hawks lead on the K-Way Sports Network.
Dale Service Auto Repair and Towing in Waverly is who to call for your full range of automotive services to keep your car running smoothly. Dale Service offers quick oil changes, full mechanic services, including custom exhaust, tune-ups, brakes, alignments, suspension service, air conditioning service, and more. Stop by today for a free estimate. Dale Service also has 24-hour towing and 24/7 roadside assistance. Call 230-3081 in case of emergency. For exceptional auto repair in Waverly, give Dale Service Auto Repair and Towing a call today.
Bottom of the sixth inning, one out, runner at third base, 6-2, Go Hawks with the lead. New pitcher is Malachi O'Brien, a freshman with 18 and a third innings pitch. He's got a 1-1 record, a 4.58 ERA, has walked 10, hit 9, and struck out 15. Dylan Stockdale's up to bat. There's a runner at first and third. Sam Rose, as I mentioned, I think would be a likely candidate to get himself into one of those manufactured pickles, though you do have the one hitter batting over 400 up to bat. That said, I still think one run is important enough to take a chance here. He doesn't do it. Pitches outside. Now he just jogs slowly to second, so they don't do that manufactured pickle play. That means they have a lot of confidence in Dylan Stockdale. 2 ducks on the pond, too, because one hit could score 2.
Yeah, and that also takes away the double play. Charles City now has to get 2 outs the hard way.
Counts 1-0 to Stockdale. Leaves it alone upstairs, 2-0. 6-2. Waverly Shark with the lead. Huge at bat with just 1 out. Stockdale trying to balloon the Go Hawk advantage. All popped up, hits the top of the screen, goes into the stands, and a nifty catch there by a fan. Charles City fan, I think, made that catch. There you go. 2-1 the counts. I don't often see those nice plays in the stands. No. Now, the net slowed it down. Pitch outside, 3-1. We're talking about the Savannah Bananas, the barnstorming group. They have a rule that if a fan catches one in the stands, it's an out.
Yeah, I think I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, it's kind of silly, and it's Charles City fan, so he would have gone with that. Fortunately, that's not the rule here. 3-1 hits the outside corner. That's a good pitch there by O'Brien. Count is full. It's a battle between the freshman O'Brien and the senior Stockdale. The crowd on the edge of their seat. O'Brien sets, kicks, fires, ball poked foul over the screen. We're going to do it all over again. The tension will mount yet again.
Yeah, these at-bats were definitely not going to be easy. 1 and 2 hitters, fresh arm. It's going to be a battle. These two get on base at a high clip. They're going to stay up there and fight everything off.
Waverly Shell Rock with 20 wins on the season. Had not, outside of the COVID year, had a non-20 win year since 2011 when they won 19 games. Boy, talk about a dynasty. That's what the Go Hawks are. They're just one of those blue blood programs. Count is full. The pitch to Stockdale. High, ball 4. He'll take first base. And Aiden Hofer gets to bat with a bunch of buddies all around him. Hofer is 1 for 2 with a ground out to the pitcher, a single, a walk, and 2 runs scored in the ball game. The only run that scored this inning was where they threw behind the runner at third. Go Hawks haven't had to go out there and really earn anything with the big timely hits, but Hofer with 1 out and bases loaded could be the guy to get the big timely hit. He's a lefty facing the right-handed O'Brien. Ooh, thought he was going to swing at that one. He let it go. It's a strike.
Yeah, if he swings at that, he probably chops that one to the right side. It was outside. He was kind of off balance a bit, loading up for that.
So O'Brien gets ahead of Aiden Hofer. The lefty now hits one on the ground, shortstop side. Could be a double play. Nope. They're just going to throw it to first. They don't get him. He's too fast. A run scores. Runner comes home from third, and Rose scores as well. The Go Hawks always take more than you give them. They score 2 there as the throw went to first. Rose went to third and then to home as well on the same motion. Stockdale went over to second, and the runner Hoford is safe at first on a single just because he's so stinking fast, and it's 8-2 Waverly Shell Rock. Abram Rage up to bat. Boy, this turned from nail-biter to Go Hawks feeling really good about themselves in a hurry as a breaking pitch finds strike 1. to Abram Rage, who's 1 for 3 with a ground out, a fly out, a single, and a run scored.
Yeah, the Comets have had to scramble a bit using quite a few different arms.
Fourth different pitcher is Malachi O'Brien. It started with Peters, then Jocelyn, then Blunt, and then O'Brien. Ground ball foul. Coach Willis can't make the play. Boo hiss at him, right? So the dugout going to let him hear it?
Hands in the pockets. You didn't see that.
Yeah, it's a little chilly night here, with the sweatshirt on. Not his normal game day apparel. 0-2 the count. Runners at first and second for Waverly Shellrock. Designated hitter Abram Rage, who has an 0-2 count against him. He's a righty facing the righty. High, 1-2. The flag is moving in, but not near as hard as it was earlier tonight when the rain started to move through. The umbrellas are closed, by the way, as it's dried up here. Just a little bit of sprinkles that move through. Easier for me to say since I was inside, calling it a little bit of sprinkles in a press box than a little bit of sprinkles when I'm sitting outside. Pitch outside. Both runners advance. Safe slide. Stockdale gets in there safe as the ball was dropped by the third baseman anyway. I think I heard his dad yell, "Get down," and that's the right call. Get down. Boy, that was a close play. And there's runners at second and third with a 2-2 count for Abram Rage. So Rage has a couple of buddies he could hit home. This game could change dramatically with one more swing. I'll tell you why I think it could be very dramatic as there's a pitch outside, full count. Garrick Tibbetts is on deck. Go Hawks leading by 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th. This is their last chance batting if they have it their way. Foul tip on a full count. He caught it. He did catch it. Just catching it with Scythamel. That is out number 2. I was going to say, if you get a hit here, then all of a sudden it's 10-2, and then you're thinking, boy, 2 more runs in this inning, you could end it early and not even give Charles City a chance to bat. Now, that's a bit of a pipe dream, but you chase that because you don't want to give Charles City, who's shown their scrappiness earlier this year, any chance. Because any chance is too much of a chance. Garrick Tibbetts up to bat. He's 1 for 3 with a pop out to the catcher. Reached on an error, also reached on a single and scored a run earlier today. He's got that open stance. He's a freshman. That's a great swing. Watches one get away from the catcher. Runner stays put at third as he gives the halt sign to Stockdale. Stockdale, by the way, 2 steals away from tying the career mark with Joey Miller as he got 1 here tonight. Ball chopped. Now hit foul in the box, says the home plate umpire. It's chopped and stayed in foul territory, but the official in his black polo quickly pointing at the ball, saying it hit him in the box. By the way, if it hits you out of the box, you're out. Pretty hard to do in baseball to get hit out of the box on a ball you swung on. You see it more in softball with those slappers. Counts 1-1. Ball over the head of Tibbetts, who has to duck out of the way of this one. 2-1 the count. Tibbetts, we've called him FedEx. He seems to deliver in these big moments with guys on. Let's see what he does here. High. 3-1 the count. And if he had a dream last night about a pitch, swing it just that one. That's the only one you're really thinking about. You get a 3-1 count. Strike zone's probably the size of a beach ball, maybe a basketball. And you're just looking at that one pitch, probably a fastball is what he's looking for. He doesn't see it, and that's ball 4. The bases are reloaded. Nolan Foster's the only kid that has not been up to bat this inning yet. He's the 9th batter of the inning. He's 0 for 2 with a walk, a ground out, and a strikeout. Just so you know, should he hit this one over the fence, the game would be automatically over. He can do it.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Sure is.
Likely? No. Possible? You betcha.
Yep.
Nolan Foster has 2 home runs on the year, 1 inside the Parker, 1 outside the Parker. But if you were to do it, it'd be game over.
Yeah.
See you Monday. Pitch outside, 1-0.
Yeah, that'd be quite a statement.
Yes, it would.
Oof.
Yes, it would. A hit of any kind is a good statement. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Go Hawks lead 8-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning as they're looking to add some more Fulker's Financial Strategies insurance runs. The pitch. High strike call, 1-1. Right across the word Go Hawks on his jersey. 1-1 count. Foster swings, chops it, hits fair, but then bounces foul on the third baseline. That had a lot of English on it. 1-2 now the count. Well, Foster would like to tee off on one of these. He's going to have to shorten his swing up a bit with 2 strikes, though.
Wonder how confident O'Brien is with any of these secondary pitches with the bases loaded. Probably just wants to get out of there as soon as he can.
Tough to be a freshman in this situation, no doubt about that. He sets, looks, throws, bounces it, gets by the catcher. Stockdale scores. Everybody else follows one bag. 9-2 Go Hawks.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was anticipating. Just, they're already down by 6, and at some point you just have to, kind of take one for the team to try to get out of the inning, and just spikes that one.
Lance Myers started this inning off with the hits. He's 2 for 3 in the game. He's hoping to get up again. Nolan Foster watches one outside. The count's full. Excuse me, it's 2-2, excuse me. He sets. Runner at second and third. The pitch. Fouled back. So, big time at bat here by Nolan Foster. It's 9-2. 2 more runs available. Holford at third, Tibbetts at second. Foster, the 9th batter of this inning. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll end the inning, but the Go Hawks got plenty of cushion. They need to get 3 outs when we come back to win. 9-2. Go Hawks with the lead. We go to the 7th inning. Comets will bat when we return on the K-Way Sports Network.
We are family.
Hey, kids, can we give the singing a little break? It's a long way till we get to the hotel, and since we got our new quiet and comfortable riding tires from Waverly Tire Company, you don't need to sing so loud. And since Waverly Tire Company took the time to find out exactly how we use the car, we got a great set of tires that should last longer, and I even saved a little money so we can stay an extra day on vacation.
Yay!
I've got a feeling we're going to spend a little more time in the car this summer, so let's find something else to do instead of singing.
Are we there yet? Yeah, are we there yet?
Hold on. How does that go again?
We are family.
Visit Waverly Tire Company across from Dollar Tree on 4th Street South today to make sure you save money and get the best tires to keep your family safe this summer. Because at Waverly Tire Company,
we are family.
Nine to 2, Waverly Shorrock leads as we go to the 7th inning. And how about this? Mount Vernon upset West Delaware 3-2. So if Waverly Shorrock wins this game, they're going to host the next round.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and, a coach can avoid his alma mater. Ball hit on the ground, first base side, it gets through, but first you got to win the ball game.
Yeah.
Chambers with a single to begin this 7th inning. Charles City's got to score 7 to keep this thing alive.
Well, they got 8 last time we saw them, so hopefully not deja vu here. But see how long Parker dwells on that and just readjusts here and attacks the hitter.
Unbelievable. The Go Hawks, we're in such a tight game, and they open it up, swing and a miss there by Boozman. And now, not only are they thinking about, boy, we're going to just get a few more outs, win this ball game, they're thinking about hosting on Monday.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is very huge. And it's not just because I only have to go a couple blocks to the ball game. I tell you what, you play at home. You're only guaranteed a certain number of these. And so when you earn yourself another home one, especially for the seniors, so important. Swing and a miss, strike two to Boozman. And remember, last time we saw Grant Parker on the mound, he was locked in. That long offensive inning may have kind of disrupted that, though I think he's okay with that, Henry.
Yeah. He's one of those guys, for whatever reason, just to start innings, sometimes a little out of whack, but he gets back locked into everything.
Swing and a miss, strike three. The number is 2 now. 2 more outs. That's a 6th strikeout, by the way. And the 4th out in a row that's come via strikeout. Lincoln Jocelyn up to bat. He's 1 for 2 with a single, a ground out, a walk, and a run scored. He's a lefty facing Grant Parker, the righty, who's looking for a complete game victory. Pitch is outside 1-0. There's a runner at first base. Again, you think about the runner at first base only as a potential guy to get out. You don't worry about him scoring, and you're not going to be all fretting if he goes around. You're thinking about outs. So if you can throw him out at second, that's the only reason why you're thinking about throwing. It's not to prevent him from scoring. It's to get one more very important out as there's a strike on the outer half, 2-1. So that's how you got to think about that guy at first. You hold him close just so you can get him out.
Yeah, zero reason to get worked up on the mound about him being over there.
Exactly. Counts 2-1. Can he get even? Yes, he can. The ball fouled. Down the third base side, count is 2-2. Grant Parker trying to get his 3rd win of the year over the Charles City Comets. This is the only one that really matters. Yes, the Northeast Valley Conference Championship was nice, but it's all about July in the postseason run if you're a high school baseball fan. Ground ball, third base side, touched foul by Tibbetts. 2-2. 2-2 the count. So a leadoff single by Zach Chambers, then a strikeout by Boozman. Lincoln Joslyn's the one hitter in the lineup. Charles City has got to score 7 runs, so the runner at first base will not be that aggressive. Swinging a foul ball. Joslyn just tipped it with the cap off the end of the bat.
Yeah, Joslyn's swing is pretty short right now, just trying to stay alive and do anything but ground into a double play, keep the line moving for the Comets.
Got a shin protector, an orange one on his front foot. Watches it outside. Count runs full. Joslyn's a tough kid. Pretty darn good athlete. White jersey, white pants, black helmet. Go Hawks in the gold uniforms, black sleeves, white pants with the pinstripes, gold hats, black bills. Pitch is high and away. Ball 4. So runners at first and second. Now, if you remember the last time Waverly Shark played Charles City, again, they scored 8 runs in the 7th to tie it up. Very similar situation. And we started saying, okay, that's kind of cute. Oh, yeah, they got another rod. Kind of cute. Next thing you know, it's so cute anymore. It was an actual 7th inning rally. Pitch inside to Cy Thamel, who's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice and a couple of ground outs. And I say that because Charles City's not going to roll over and play dead. They're going to fight to the bitter end, and the Go Hawks have to earn 2 more outs. Balk.
Yeah.
Runners move.
Just sped it up just a bit. Didn't quite pause.
Yeah, you got to pause there. You got to get Cy Thamel, or the ghost of 7th innings past may visit. Ball fouled off, 1-1.
Yeah, I'm sure the last thing Coach Hermson wants to do is go to the bullpen, but
he might be doing that. Rage is warmed up. I don't think he needs to go to the bullpen just yet, but I think he's out, so that's not a bad sign for Parker.
No, yeah, it's just to calm him down, and I mean, I'm sure he knows more than anybody what it's like to be in these situations. So, yeah, just there's nothing wrong with slowing the guy down. All he's got to do is get 2 outs. He's got 7 runs to work with.
Did you see what he did? He took the ball, thumped it right back in Parker's hands, and said something short and sweet to him and left.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
That's a feeling when you're up there and you're wondering, am I getting the hook? And Coach slams that ball back in your glove and says, I'm sure something to the thing of, hey, finish this. You got it. Counts 1-1. Pitch down the middle, flared into right field. This one will bounce, and it will be a run scored. Just one as Foster gets it in quickly. Charles City needs 6 runs now before they get 2 more outs, as there's 1 out on the board. Malachi O'Brien up to bat, runners at first and third. O'Brien is 1 for 3 with a single and then 2 ground outs to shortstop. So Lance Myers has got to be ready at shortstop. 9-3. Go Hawk fans, don't purchase your ticket quite yet for the home game against Mount Vernon. You got to finish the job. Parker sets. Fires home. Ground ball, second base side. Rose will throw to first. A run will score, but the out is so much more important.
Absolutely.
So 2 outs. Go Hawks up by 5. Charles City needs to score 5 runs before recording an out. That means Jack Hansen, who would be the 9th batter of the inning, has to score for Charles City to keep this game alive. That's a tall order. Reed Peters up to bat. He's 1 for 3 with a ground out, a double, and a pop out. All fouled out of the way over the screen. Go Hawks are 1 out away from hosting the sub-state semifinals that some people still will refer to as a district championship. Now the 0-1. Pitch outside, just missed the outside corner. Elsa Miller tried to frame it, but it was a ball, certainly. Counts 1-1 with the runner at second base. Parker fires. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The Go Hawks are a strike away from hosting in the semis. Takes 3 wins to get to state. Can they put a tally down for 1? Ground ball, shortstop. Myers takes it. Throws to first. Game over. Go Hawks win. 9-4. Waverly Shell-Rock won. It was a little messier than they would have liked, but it is a win. It is a win. It is a win. It is a win. The Go Hawks win by 5 runs over Charles City, beating them for the 5th time this season and the 15th time in a row. But as I said before, this one counts. Waverly Shell-Rock will be hosting Mount Vernon as Mount Vernon upset West Delaware 3-2. So huge win for Waverly Shell-Rock. Stick around for the post-game show. We'll have the Waverly Box and Pallet Box score and a conversation with Coach B.J.